Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you, sir? Can you hear me?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Yes, that's very good. Let me just put you in front of me 1 second. How have you been doing?
I'm doing well. I'm actually sitting here reviewing everything, so
Yeah, and
I'm actually quite surprised at how much I'm retaining. I'll be honest with you, considering
why is that?
considering and I'm standing at the base of here.
Oh yeah, no, it's you're doing very, very well. I'm very impressed with your progress so far. So yeah, how are you kind of feeling in terms of the difficulty of it?
So far, I'm not having any issue with the difficulty. It's just I'm just the commitment to memory. I'm trying to go more by identification, by actually looking at the letter. I'm trying to really associate what it's called rather than just reflexively give an answer. I'm trying to look at, I'm not just trying to do it as fast as I can, but I'm trying to look at it. Okay, what letter is that? Before I
Hmm.
just blurt something out. So like I said, I'm actually surprised at how well I'm doing.
Yes, I've got something different planned for today. Before we do that, I just wanted to show you something and explain something to you.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
So I think this is going to be a more interesting lesson to you,
All right.
to be honest. I think you're going to like it. When we've looked at Alif before, we've said that it can look like this in the middle and this as well in the middle. And then this end column should also look like this box right here. So Alif, when it's at the end of a word, can look like this, but it can also come like this. Okay. So
Yes.
looking at a mushaf or a Quran, I just wanted to show you an example so that we
All
can
right.
look at that. So,
I'm going to be able to read this someday, huh?
well, have a guess what this letter is.
That's tha.
There you go.
Tha.
Right. So
Yes.
this is the letter tha. So you can already read it. We just need to know what this means. That's the question, right? So here is Alif at the end of a word. Okay.
Yes.
So here is Alif in the middle of a word. Okay.
Yes.
And then the other shape that Alif can have, well, that we've discussed so far. Let's see if we can find another example. So here, this is at the end of a word. Okay.
Yes.
So that's how we can have this looking like this or like this. But what I was trying to explain is that this shape can also come at the end
At the
over
end.
here.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not exclusive to the middle. Okay.
Yes. And then again, this is also Alif here. So this is in the middle of a word. The point is it doesn't join to the next letter. So if it would there would be a gap here. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So not to just overcomplicate things, I just wanted to let you know like that Alif can look like this and like this as well at the end of a word. Okay.
Understood.
So the other thing I wanted to mention is that we are learning to read this one day, inshallah. Looks a bit much, but you're gonna get there.
Yes, it sure does.
Okay. Now this, although it looks like a computer font, is handwritten. Okay.
Okay.
So this is actually written by a calligrapher. So I think it took him 2.5 years, and he's done this all his life to be able to write in this way, like so perfectly. So when we're looking at certain letters, when you're actually looking at the mushaf, the copy of the Quran that you'll have, okay, you may see slight variations in the letters just because it's been penned by an actual hand, not by a computer. Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
But this font, this is a computer font. Yeah.
Yes.
And this font is the same, is based on the handwriting.
Okay.
Okay, so just to let you know. And then what can happen is sometimes you can see, because of his own, expression, sometimes certain letters can look a little bit different depending on where they are in between words. So we're going to go into that into detail, but I just wanted to just mention that to you. So as an
Okay.
example, do you know what this letter is here?
Raw.
This is a
No,
vowel. Yeah?
I was raw. Yes, I was saying that was raw.
Yeah, you're right. So sometimes he will write it like this. Okay? So normally it would be written like that kind of shape, right?
Yes.
Sometimes he'll write it like this. So you don't need to be aware of that now. I just want to make you like consciously aware that this is calligraphy and it's handwritten. So we need to also learn to read the handwriting. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
When
Does
you
that say Allah right there?
this,
Right next. Yes. Does that say Allah?
yes.
Okay. I can actually identify that. I just letting you know. If there's one
That's
thing,
good.
yeah, what speaks to me, I can't identify. But I saw that when you went right past it. I'm like, does that say Allah? Okay.
Yes,
Well,
it
I'm
does.
not saying I can read Arabic, but I recognize that sign.
Yes. And what about this letter?
Thou.
Dal has a dot.
Oh, okay. That's thou.
Dal. Exactly.
Thou.
What about this one?
Yeah, it's
Same here. Same letter.
is it that's also thou?
This is the one with a dot.
Oh, that's with the dot. Oh, that is thou. Okay.
There you go. See? So you can pick
Yeah,
out letters
okay.
already.
Now I see. Okay. It's taking me like you said, it's a little bit stylized and but I'm
Yes,
seeing it
although
now.
this is the computer font that is the closest that you can get.
Right.
Later on in the book, when we learn to read verses from the Quran, inshallah, it will look like this because I've taken it exactly from this. If I've
Okay.
taken it actually as images, not as a, so it will look exactly like the handwriting. But for now, so that we can break down letters and stuff like that, we're looking at a font. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
So I feel like pretty confident with where you're up to so far. So I thought it might be interesting to read some words so
Okay.
that we can start that, I think, quite easily, right? So what we're going to do, first of all, is type out some words. So let me do that for you. So this will be the first word. So I want you to kind of identify the letters as you see them.
Thou.
That,
I'm sorry. Tha. I don't know why I put the L on that one. Tha. Okay.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tha.
Okay. Next word. So next letter. This is all going to be one word. Yeah.
Okay. That's a tha and a ba. So thaba.
Yes. So if we want to say thaba, so right now this is just a tha and a ba, right? We don't know
Okay.
how to say the word yet. If this was a word, this is just two letters. So we're not reading a word yet, but we
Okay.
don't know what the vowels are. Okay. So in Arabic, we have a vowel system, and we're not going to concentrate too much on this. I just want to get you reading some words so that you can feel good and like you can understand like you're already making progress. And it's actually quite easy. Okay.
Okay.
So what happens is if we take the letter tha and we put this line above it, can you see that?
Yes, I can.
This will tell us that we're going to make an a sound. So we're going to read it tha. Yeah.
That. Yes. Okay.
If we put it above this letter, it will say ba. So it will say tha ba. thaba.
Thaba.
Yes. We're not saying as we pronounce the letter, we're not saying tha, we're not extending or ba. It's just tha, ba.
Thaba.
Yeah? Easy as that.
Okay.
Then let's add another letter. One second.
Ta.
So what letter is it? It's ta. And if we
Ta.
put the a, how do you think
Ta.
you would read that word?
Thabata.
That's it.
Thabata.
You have now read a word.
Okay.
How
Thabata.
how easy or difficult was that?
I'm still trying to. So even though the letter, let's just say the first letter is tha. Well, we say the letter tha, but when we actually say it, because it has that vowel on it, we just go tha. So thabata.
Yes.
That's
Thabata.
indicating don't. That's almost indicating don't drag it out. Say it according to why there's a line over it.
If we want to say tha, we will use an alif. And that's exactly the function of an alif. So if we wanted to say tha, right?
Okay.
Then we would have this with a fathah. It's called a fathah, this line. And then we will put an alif after it. Now this would be tha, tha.
The
Does that make sense?
Yes, actually, it does. The aleph is to carry it out if it's on by it. Yes.
And
If
that is
there's no aleph,
exactly
it's almost like ah. If there's an aleph, it is the sound of the letter tha.
exactly. So this is what alif does. Alif's function is to extend the a sound, which is why alif can never be at the beginning of a word, because it can only ever be there in order to extend the a vowel. So if we have tha and we want to make it longer, we need an alif after it, and that tells you to say tha. Okay,
Tha. Okay.
but let's delete that. Okay, so let's so this, it has a meaning. This means to be firm, or to be proven. So let's put that over there and make it smaller. So that's the meaning of the word.
Okay.
Thabata.
Thabata.
So that's the first Arabic word that you would have read, as in you've actually read the word in Arabic.
Okay. Thabata.
Any questions?
Now, yes, I have one question. Does that alif, is there only certain letters that alif will follow, or can it follow anything that you want to hold the ah?
Any word that has the a elongated. So for example, if we write the word book, oh, you know what? We'll use the same word. We'll use the same letters. Okay. So let's use
Tha. Tha. Thabata.
that's how you would say that, yeah.
Thabata.
But we don't know if this is a ba. We don't know what these vowels yet technically
Oh, okay.
are.
So it's not
So
complete. But that would be the tha. Okay.
that would be the theory.
Thabata.
Yes, exactly like that.
Thabata.
Makes sense?
Yes.
Any
Now,
questions?
yes. Is it, if you took that alif off of the tha, could you put it on the bat? Does it also work for bat and ta as well?
It could work for any letters. It just depends if we're reading a word or not. So let's just make up a word for the sake of it, yeah? Sorry, one second. Sometimes it's a bit awkward to write on this.
Yeah, right.
So we're going to put that line above it, which is called the fathah, which would tell us to say the a sound, and then we're going to put the alif after it. So how do you think you'd say this then?
Thabata.
Exactly. It's as simple
That
as that.
answers my question very much too. Yes, so that means it follows with an alif than it is an ah. You're gonna hold it. That's what the ah. Okay.
Yeah. So let's
Okay.
look for some examples. So we may have to just give it a minute so that we can find a letter that we know
Sure. Sure.
followed by an alif, because sometimes an alif can be written like this in the Quran, but we'll get to that later on. So sometimes, like this would have been a perfect example because it's a ta followed by an alif. This ta is written like this instead of, with the two dots next to each other.
Right.
That's just because the calligrapher decided to make it look nice.
Okay.
So see if we can find an example. If not, we can just make some examples. There's plenty, but I can't see any that have specific.
It looks like I see a lot of alifs though.
Oh yeah, you do. Okay, so this is the example that we're looking for right here.
Okay.
Okay. So what's this letter?
That looks like zai.
Exactly.
Zai.
And so what you see this above it?
Yes. That means it's an ah.
Exactly.
And because
So
there's the alif after it, they're gonna hold.
exactly.
It's gonna, so that
So
makes it
leave the alif. Tell me how to just say this only with this symbol.
za.
Just za.
Za.
Za. Yeah.
Za.
Now we're going to add the alif and we're going to extend that vowel.
Za.
Exactly. So this would say fa, za, but you already know this one too, right? So what's this going to be?
Dal.
And it has this symbol above it.
It's a short a, so it's just dal.
It's just da.
Oh, there's no L. You don't pronounce the L. Okay.
No, because the dal is just the name of the letter.
Okay.
So we're saying da.
Da.
Okay. So this is za, da. So how would you?
Da.
That's it.
Okay. Zada.
Exactly. So this is fazadahum fa za da hum. So you've already read part of a word in the Quran.
Okay.
Makes sense? Okay, here's another
Yes.
example.
Yeah, it makes sense. This is actually pretty good. You can see examples of what we're doing.
Right? So
Yeah.
look, what do you recall this letter here?
Thou.
Thal. Okay, and do you recall what this symbol means?
That means it's just the a. It's just the ah. So it's going to be that.
That's it. See? But now we see an alif after this symbol, right?
Yes. So now it's going to be that.
Exactly.
That.
And this letter is a wow, and this is a hamza. So anyway, this would say wa e the wa either wa either. So you can already read parts of words in the Quran just by
That.
so
Okay.
once you open it, it would like this. You're like, but once you start looking at it,
Zoom in on it a little bit, right?
once you start looking at it, it's just maths. It's just literally mathematics. It's just a letter and it has a symbol above or below it, and it just tells you how to pronounce the letter. It's very logical. Do you feel that?
Oh, I can't wait to feel how logical. Like, why didn't they teach us this in school? We wouldn't be so dumb.
You can, because can you feel what I mean? So this is the same thing, a dal with an alif, and it has this So this is going to be the, wa, e, the. And this is like a word. Either, right?
Okay.
Any questions so far?
None.
Cool. Should we do another one then? This is what I
Yes.
wanted to do today. I
That's
feel
fine.
like
No, let's get into this.
just get you words and then practice all the letters that we've done so far rather than adding, because all you need to know about this here is it just says a. So when we have a jeem and that's above it, we're just going to say ja. Make sense?
Yes. So no matter
So
what the letter is, okay, that is indicative of how it's pronounced. Okay. Yes, we need this because we're gonna helps me break away from this thinking that every time I see that I'm just gonna go Gene. And it's like, well, that's the letter's name. Is that how it sounds? Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
So what would this one be?
That is
What's the
Gene.
letter? And what would this say then?
Ja.
Yeah. So then I'm going to add a different letter.
Ha.
Exactly.
Jaha.
Exactly. And we're not saying, if we wanted to say ja, ha, right? We would add an alif here and an alif here. So how would you pronounce that?
Jaha.
Yeah. So instead of jaha, it's jaha.
Jaha.
Make sense?
Yes.
Not that hard, is it? Really?
Jim.
Okay, what's
Okay. Dal.
dal? And we're gonna say
Da. Da.
so how do we say this word then?
Jihad.
So we're not saying G because it's a
Oh, sorry.
sound.
Jahada.
That's it.
Jahada.
Jahada. That's it, yeah.
Jahada. Okay.
What do you think?
Okay, it's odd because now I'm seeing the letters connected. It took me a little while to get the Dow. Just because I saw, usually I see it by itself, but when it's connected to something, just
Yes,
takes a half a second just to understand that it's like written in cursive where it all melts together.
exactly. So let's see if I can paste this. This word means, so this is a word and it means to deny. So you've read what's the first, let's go back to the first one.
Okay.
What's the first one?
Fabata. Fabata.
Perfect. Next one.
Jahada. Jahada.
Perfect. So you're doing it exactly right because you said jaha and you kind of extended it, right? And then you went back and you said jahada.
There's a jahada, correct.
Yeah, so it can be quite hard to not extend vowels where they shouldn't be extended because you're trying to figure out what the word is. So you might be like jahada, and then you've
Let me
actually made a
delay,
new
hold
word.
it up until I can come up with the next one. Right.
So the way the children do it in the mosque, okay, is this thing is called a fathah. So it's written like this. Fathah. Fathah. Okay. And a fathah So the way we would do this is we would say tha, fathah, tha. And just turn off my noise cancelling, make sure you can hear me properly. So we're saying tha, fathah, tha. Then they will say ba, fathah, ba. Then they'll say thaba. Okay, then they'll say ta, fathah, ta. Then they'll say thabata. Okay, jim fathah ja, ha fathah ha, jaha, dal fathah da, jahada. Make sense?
A little bit. It's like they're saying each letter with the fataha after it, and then they're like spelling it almost like C-A-T, cat.
Yeah, so it's like C-A-C-A-T, and then they're saying C-A-T, like that. Basically, that's how
Oh,
they do it.
okay. I got you. Okay.
Makes sense?
Yes.
I know
I'll
this
try
is
the top one. Let me try the top one.
okay.
Ta fataha.
No, ta,
Ba
tha, tha, fatha, tha.
fata. Am I saying that right?
It's yeah, for now, yeah.
Right. Spell it out once more. How it's spelled? F-A-T fataha. How do you spell that?
So F
Uh-huh.
A T H A H.
Okay, I got
Fatha.
it. Fatah.
Fatha.
Okay. So
But this is not what this whole level. We're just doing letter recognition. So I don't want you
okay.
to worry too much about this. I just want you to have you're just reading words now. So
Okay.
you're already in lesson what 3 and you're reading words, so that's kind of what I wanted you to experience.
Okay.
We're still focusing on just recognizing letters. So
Right. Right.
but I just thought it would be really interesting for you to actually say, well, I actually can read now and I can
Yeah.
identify
Yeah.
letters
Right.
in the
Yeah.
braille,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And in
Yeah.
order to be able to read, we need to know what this symbol is, because otherwise we just have letters without vowels, right? So if I
Okay.
make this, oops, if I take the pen and I cover up the vowel, then we don't know what letter this is. We know the letters, sorry, but we don't know what the word is. We don't know what the vowels are.
Oh, okay. Okay. So
So you either need to know what the vowels are by knowing the word itself, as in you know how to read certain words in English, not because you sound them out, but because, like, if you saw the word tsunami, you would
okay.
not pronounce it with a T at the beginning.
Correct. Right.
So you only know that because you know the word. If you had never seen the word and you were trying to sound it out, you wouldn't be able to.
Get it wrong every time.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
So because of that, we need these symbols in order to be able to read.
To be
At
able to
least
read.
for people who don't know Arabic. People who know Arabic, they don't need any of these symbols. They'll be able to figure out what the word is.
Okay.
Do we do another one?
Yes. Let's do another one.
Let's pick one. Okay, so oops, we do not want English.
Call.
1 second, it's switched my font, which is very cheeky. That's the font we want. What's the letter?
Call. Call.
Okay, and then what's the next letter? Let's not put any vowels on it. Let's just look at the next letter.
Raw. Raw. Excuse me. It's pronounced raw.
Yeah, and then the next letter.
Jim.
Exactly. So give it a try.
Haraja.
Yeah. So the raw is like raw. Kharaja. Kharaja. Raw.
So
Yeah?
that the mark over the raw doesn't give it an ass sound.
No. Because it's a heavy letter.
Okay.
So if there's any heavy letter that has this, it won't mean that it becomes a light letter. But the R sound would be made instead of the A sound. Okay? So it would be kha, ra, ja, kharaja.
Haraja.
Yeah?
How do I tell the difference between the heavy letters and the light letters? Is that something I need to memorize? That's not instinctive to me.
That's what we're learning. In
Okay.
terms of it's going to take us time.
Okay.
But when we've discussed these letters so far, we've discussed that kha is a heavy letter. It makes an R sound, right?
Yes.
And ra also makes an R sound. So if this kha has that fathah above it, we're still going to say kha. We're not going to say kha. Make sense?
So the letter is pronounced ha, right? Number 7 is pronounced ha.
Yeah, the way we're pronouncing it is the name of the letter. Let's make it clear, yeah? One sec.
Okay.
So this is a letter. The letter is
Okay.
called kha.
Ha.
Okay.
Yes.
If we
But
say
that's not
if we
the
put,
sound it makes in a sentence, like in a word. That's
that's the
just the
name of
letter
the
of
letter.
the word. Okay.
If we put this above it, it will say kha.
Ha.
Kha.
So it's not ha, it's ha.
No, if we want to make kha, then we need to add an alif.
Alif. Okay.
So the actual letter itself has a hamza at the end of it, but I don't want to talk about that.
Okay.
Okay. But if we have only this, the letter kha will be said kha.
Ha.
If we wanted to extend that, we would say oh, kha.
Ha.
Yeah.
Ha.
So
Ha and ha.
yeah. So how would you say this?
That would be ha ra ha. Ha ra ha.
So
Ha
what's this
ra.
letter?
Oh, G. Okay. Ha ra ja.
Yes.
Ha ha
Kharaja.
ha ra ja. Ha ra
Yeah.
ja.
Yes. Bit much, or is it kind of making
No,
sense?
no, no. It's fine. No, this is actually really good. This is this is turning the brain on right here, because it makes it useful.
This
This is
is
like I said, this is the math. Okay, now figure it out in a math. This is what my brain can do. I can do mathematics. I can see what you're saying here. This is where I'm good, or at least I can.
you
My
see.
brain is making sense of it here.
So all of this is just exactly that, but we just have more.
Okay.
Okay.
It's just all those little things on there are just enunciating how the vowel is going to be in that letter.
Yes. So for example, let's just take. I want to take one
It's
without
almost
an
telling
alif.
you exactly how to say it. If
No,
I'm not mistaken,
it literally is
it's
doing
literally
exactly
it's
that.
literally guiding you to say it just like this.
Yeah. Let me see if I can kind of take this. I'm not sure if I can screenshot it and then copy it and paste it over here. Hey, I can. Cool. Okay. I want you to see the difference. This would not be written like this in Arabic with all these markings generally. So if we were to write it out, okay, it keeps changing my default font for whatever reason. So this is the first, you see the mirroring of the first letter?
Yes, I do.
Let's make it smaller. Okay. So it has this symbol underneath it in the Quran. But an Arab person won't need that to be there. That's there so that you and I, or anybody around the world who doesn't know Arabic, is able to decode it. Okay.
Okay.
So let's just write that. That's the first word. That's how it would normally be written. Okay. Like just generally in Arabic. So let's write the rest of it. Can you see the difference?
Looks a lot
In
more
terms,
simplistic, but it's almost less intuitive.
it's more simplistic because you have less of these symbols above and below the line of the writing.
Right,
Okay.
right,
But it would be much more difficult for you to read because you would have no idea which vowel you're supposed to say.
right,
Right.
right, right.
So let's add this whole. So you can see there is a difference, even though this is the font created based on the handwriting, it doesn't look exactly the same. Like if you look very closely, like right here, I don't know if you can see it, but this line is not perfect. It kind of like wobbles a little bit.
Yes.
Okay. So in order to know how to say this, you would have to know already what these markings are. And the only, like I said, the only way you could know that is if you already know the word tsunami. Yes, then you will
Yeah.
know how to say tsunami when you read it.
Okay.
Whereas this stuff above and below, this, all these symbols are basically the phonetics. They're telling you exactly how to pronounce the word. So that means that once you learn the system, you can read any page in the Quran and you could pronounce every word perfectly, even though you've never heard the word before. Whereas you would never be able to pronounce the word tsunami until someone told you how to say it, right?
Right.
But once you learn this system, you know how to read any word. And this system was created as as Islam spread across the world, and the Arab people started understanding and realizing that people who are non-Arab are not able to read, and they would make mistakes, and therefore change the meaning of the word. So they
Ah,
created
okay.
this system. So the original Quran is not, it doesn't look like this in terms of the words are the same, but it's not written. It was not written like this. This whole system that you and I are learning in terms of a fathah, as we've talked about, yeah,
Yes.
is so that you and I are able to read
Okay.
without having to learn the language first. Any questions?
None. I appreciate it's all coming. It's all coming together. Like I said, every video I watched of yours, you want to learn how to read Arabic. What? I didn't hear that part. I'll just pretend I didn't hear that part. It's like, who wants to climb that mountain? We're not all geniuses. Some of us are just average, intelligent people.
It's just about the steps. It's just about
Right,
going
right,
very
right. Yeah,
slowly,
but hey, it's.
right?
I'm sure once I learned it, it's not going to ever hurt to not know how to read something in Arabic.
For sure. Okay, let's do another one for fun. I know that it might be a bit much, but I think this stuff is fun, so join me. Okay, so we're gonna do, what's this? What's the letter first of all?
The letter is ha, ha,
And then if we say this,
ha.
Kha, yeah? And then we're going to add another letter.
Ba. Ba.
Okay,
Khoba.
so how khaba, exactly. And then, so this is, when I add this letter, it's going to look a little bit different. The ba is going to look a little bit different. So we'll talk about that, okay? But let's look at the last letter first.
Zim.
Zai,
Zai. Okay, the letter is Zai.
and that would say what?
Za.
Exactly. So you've seen how this ba here looks like it's not on a straight line. Okay.
Yes, I see
So
that. Yes.
if I was to write it in a different font, like this one, it will most likely stay on the same line, like that. See the difference?
Okay. Yes, I do.
This is based on the calligraphy, okay? Because with this font is imitating an actual person's handwriting, okay? And the
Okay.
way the calligraphy has been done, when this particular set of letters will go together, instead of being on a flat line, it would have this like upward shape. But the only thing that matters is that the ba is still the only letter with one dot underneath the line of writing. So,
Okay.
for example, if I write king, the G would go below the line.
Yes.
So we have a line of like writing here,
Okay.
and the only letter with the dot below, one dot, would be a ba.
Ba.
So we, regardless of the fact that the line has gone up, we would still be able to determine that
That is
because we
ba.
already know only one letter which has a one dot underneath the line, right? And that's a ba. Make sense?
Yes.
So, do you want to have a try, or do you want me to do it
No,
for you?
I'll give it a shot and say Habaza.
Exactly. That's it.
Is it Habaza or Habaza?
So we have to say the a sound in every one. So you want to say khabaza, khabaza.
Habaza. Okay.
So we're just not saying khabaza, khabaza.
Habaza.
Yes. So this means to bake. Let's type that in. How are you feeling so far?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Right? So we've already read 4 words based on the
Okay.
letters you know, and then based on just only needing to know this one symbol.
Okay.
Got two more we can look at for fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we can stop at that if you like.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's. Yeah. My brain's turned on right now. Let's do this.
I mean, like, I've got loads more if you.
No. Sure. Right. Yeah.
Okay. Let's not use that. We want to use this one. Okay. So, okay. What's this letter?
Ha.
So ha,
Ha.
and then we'll put a fathah.
Ha.
Yeah. And then we'll add a new letter.
Raw. Ha. Raw. Ha. Raw. Ha. Raw.
Ara. Yeah.
Ha. Raw.
So, yeah. Hara. Hara.
Ha. Raw. Ha. Raw. Fa.
Yes. If we have these symbols, then we will say
Ha.
hara
Raw.
fa. Easy,
Ha.
right?
Raw. Yeah, that one's pretty good. Okay. Ha. Raw. Ha. Raw. Fa.
Things are starting to make sense now.
Yes.
Not that It's not.
Letters
It's
are
not
putting the
tricky.
letters together, and then the fathah is telling you how to pronounce the letter in the word.
Yes.
And it might be a little stylized here and there, but the letter is pretty much, it is what it is.
Yes.
I mean,
This
if
word
we
means
read the letter G, I mean, if I open up a type print, there's letters that are written in G that no English speaking person writes that little squiggly thing.
yes.
You
And
know,
if you look at the letter A, it will be written like this sometimes, and sometimes it's written like this.
right, exactly.
Right? Should we do
Yes,
one more?
yes. Let's do one more.
Are you curious as to the other vowels or not?
Of course.
Okay, let's do. By the way, you're gonna notice, right, that this is probably something I need to kind of look at in terms of we've looked at the letters like Jim,
Mhm.
and we've looked at how these letters can look at the end. But in reality, it means if they are attached to the letter before them. So, not sure if I need to like rethink, as in like just add this over here, right? But I'll
Mhm.
explain what I'm trying to say here. What we're saying is that there are letters like these, right? Dal, Dal, Ra, Zai. They don't attach to the next letter after them, right?
Okay. They like
They
stand
only
alone,
attach
almost like a pause in the cursive, if you will. Like if you're
exactly,
writing cursive, like not everything's going to attach. You'd almost stop it and then rewrite the next
which is
one.
what we're seeing here sometimes, right here. So the letter Ra it doesn't attach with a line to the Jim, right?
Okay.
So there's
Correct.
no line attaching it like this, which sometimes the Jim would have a line. Depends on the letter before it. Okay. So this Jim could look exactly just like a Jim on its own,
Okay.
even though it's at the end of the word. But that wouldn't be difficult because it's the
I know
easiest
it's a
one to.
gene. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, same like how we have haratha. The tha does not look like we discussed back over here. So we said that a tha at the end would look like this, right? If it wasn't in the middle, it could look like this. But this is an example where it actually just completely looks like its original form,
Okay.
even though it is within a word and it's at the end of the
Right.
word.
I
That make
reckon
sense?
that it's almost like that's not important to me as long as I can understand that what that letter is, I can identify it. If it's the beginning, the middle, of the end, I just see it as I can see the ha ra tha. I see that's a tha. If it was
The
in the
most
beginning,
important
the middle, or the end, and it looked like that, I would still identify it as tha. If
because
that
it
makes
has this, right?
yes, because of the three.
So
Yeah, little boat is kind of giving it away too.
when we're looking at this one, we still know it's the same letter because of these.
Because of the three, yes.
So it does make it a little bit trickier in terms of letter identification than English,
Sure.
but it is definitely easier to figure out how to say a word once you understand the system than it
Okay.
is in English. In English, be- it it's basically
I
not
don't know
written
how
to.
foreigners do it. Oh my goodness, I can
Yeah,
put up words all day, huh? Yeah.
like when they have words that end with OUGH,
OUGH, that's
and you
right.
just have absolutely no idea how you're supposed
Yeah,
to
and
pronounce it.
GHOTI spells fish in English. Have
Yeah,
you heard that one?
I've heard. Yeah, I like watching those type of videos where they explain why English makes no sense.
Yeah, it's got to be the world's worst. Yeah, who came up with this one? It's not logical in any sense. There's no rules that matter. I before E except after C. It's not exactly science, is it?
Yeah, that's why I think that this Arabic system. I mean, like, it's one of the reasons why I feel like Allah chose Arabic because of this particular system. That, I mean, like, think about the idea that we looked at before, that we are able to write an entire verse out and then just put a line or two above and below the sentence without changing the sentence.
Right.
And just with a few symbols, you can figure out how to pronounce any word.
Anywhere,
And you
right? So
don't have to actually rewrite. For example, if you were to try to write the Bible phonetically, it would be extremely difficult the way that English works
yes,
to do that. So the way, if you ever seen how words are phonetically written out, they don't resemble the original word. Does that make sense?
yes,
Whereas
absolutely.
this is exactly the original word. It just happens to have, these symbols above it which tell you how to say it, right?
How to say it?
So all we need to know as foreigners is this an a or not? Are we saying an a sound, on top of these words or not?
Right.
So we'll do one more and then we'll
Okay.
stop there if that's okay. Let's choose. I'm trying to see if the one has a. Okay, that one. Trying to give you something that would be a new combination that we've not really looked at yet.
Okay.
So we've looked at
It's
that.
ja, da.
This one has a dot. So that dal doesn't have a dot.
Oh, is that za? Za.
This is dal. Dal. So
Oh, okay. Yeah.
if it
Oh, yeah.
was if it
Okay.
was if it was that, it would look like that. So they actually don't look that similar, right?
No, right. Okay. Yes, it's much shorter. Okay. Yeah, I got that. Thou. Okay.
Okay. So we're saying
Java.
jada and then
Java.
yes. That's how you can read, right?
Is there any particular way to know? Do they accent the words, or is it all equal, like Java? Like
What do you mean do
Jabada,
they
Jabada.
can you say that again? I didn't understand.
I'm trying to figure, like, in Arabic, do they accent the? Let me give you an example. That says Jabada. That can't say anything else. That cannot say Jabada. Okay, I just answered my own question. It does not have an alif, so it's not an ah. It says
Yes,
Jabada.
exactly.
I just
So
answered my
this
own
is
question.
not
Okay.
not jabada, but jadaba. Yeah.
Jadaba. Okay. Yes. Jadaba.
So if we were to add again an alif here, watch what will happen. You would change the word to look like this now.
That would be Jadaba.
Exactly.
Jadaba.
So jadaba, jadaba. So you wouldn't say like ja in the Quran, you might.
Okay.
Sometimes we do that. But in terms of just normal Arabic, you'd say jadaba,
Jadaba.
jadaba,
Okay.
rather than jadaba, jadaba. You hear the difference?
Yes, I do.
Cool. That's what I wanted to do with you today. I thought that would be quite
No, that was
interesting.
fantastic. No, it was. It kind of, it's nice when you can, okay, the Karate Kid thing. All right, what am I doing all this for? Is it going to help me washing the cars and waxing the floors? And it's like, okay, it does have a purpose. All right.
Yeah. There you go. So you've now read, let's see, one, two, three, four, five, 6 words. And you have also identified letters in the Quran itself just by zooming in, just identifying which ones they are, right?
Okay.
So yeah, you've read your first 6 words.
All right. Well, that's a bit of confidence there.
Yeah. It wasn't that difficult either. It
No,
makes
no,
sense
no. It's
as
actually,
well.
like I said, it's quite logical when you start putting it together like that. It makes sense. It's
Yes.
nice to know that wow, it actually does make sense.